Welcome to episode number 9 of the Spart and Asch Analysis Podcast. Today we're discussing what's going on in the championship series and the RBC playoffs right now.
What's good, everyone? I'm tired and big sad.
So, as of right now, Charlotte leads the RLCS 2-1, and the Cougars lead the MLCS 2-1. What are your thoughts on on the game so far, Spartan?
Um. So basically, I think this playoffs. I think in all, it's not going well. I think there's a lot of controversies happening these playoffs. A lot of close calls that may have been called wrong to one team to the other. A lot of arguing. A lot of what is it? What is it called?
Toxicity?
I guess what like a lot of warnings. Sorry, a lot of warnings. No ejections. I don't think so far. A couple of ejections. Yeah, we had some release. We had a release in these playoffs late. So yeah, I don't think these playoffs are going too smoothly so far, sir.
Yeah, a lot has happened since we last had an episode. Here, let me look. Last one was on the 11th. That would have been RLDS game 1. So yeah, since then, West Virginia upset the Spartans in the MLDS due to the fact that their key players weren't there for game 1 or game 3. And Omaha swept Gas City with very little problem in the RLDS. As for the championship series, West Virginia took game 1 in a very close and low-scoring game. Charlotte took game 1 in, again, a close but high-scoring game. Then game 2, the Cougars won that one, and Omaha won game 2 for them. And then game 3, the number 1 seeds took game 3 in both series.
This series, these playoffs have been kind of interesting because you see a dark horse, as in West Virginia coming out and winning that first game against the number 1 team in the league. It was kind of shocking to everyone, I believe, especially in the fashion they did it, robbing a walk-off home run the way Xavier did, which was the exit play by him and his part. Perfect timing of the jump, a great way to grab the ball and everything. And I guess that West Virginia team came out just showing everyone that they'll sleep on these guys. And hopefully maybe they'll get it together, maybe come back in this MLCS championship. As for Omaha really need to get their bats going, dog, because they're not looking like the Omaha we saw earlier in this season. Maybe because they're playing Charlotte and Charlotte's low key OP. It's just that we just gotta see if they can perform this last game, because if they don't, their season's over.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed personally is how Crazy Time Man seems pretty ineffective against Charlotte, at least on the mound. He allowed 7 runs in game 1 and then 3 runs in game 3.
Yeah, even on the flip side of things, we see players not trying to make fun of him, but Squeaker, he was pretty effective versus RBC in the regular season, but he hasn't been able to transfer that into when he played RBC when he pitched against RBC in the playoffs, giving them their first win of the season.
Yeah, one thing to look at: Crazy Time Man against any team other than the Bandits is undefeated.
I believe. I think it also has to do with look at that Charlotte lineup. Even without Caden and Ark, it's still a good team. It's just you got to deal with it. I guess find ways to work around it. Smash some home runs.
But the question for Omaha here becomes who's going to pitch, because Crazy can't pitch in game 4, and their starting pitcher in game 2 is no longer on the team due to toxicity. We should talk about that for a second. What was your reaction to Ashton being released by Omaha?
I'm not. I'm not gonna say I wasn't surprised by it. Ashton, as he looked as if he was coming into a new life, being reformed. But I guess he went back to his old habits and became just got overwhelmed with anger after losing after losing game three, having some close calls not go their way. He got overrun with anger. Started yelling at his teammates, at the opponents, and AJ had to step in and use his powers and release the player from off his team.
Yeah. Um, Other big news. Um, I mean, there isn't really much big big shocking things that have happened recently.
I think it's just a lot of just small,
Conflicts and
yeah, especially
toxicity.
in the middle of games. Like I don't want to use this as an example, but it's just what I've seen. Just like the Nash versus West Virginia was very that was a very rough start, especially when you had Juice and Squeaker and SJ and Weehawk and all them going like butty heads 24/7
Yeah, definitely.
about calls that were being made. It's not. Sometimes we just need people to just take the call and move on. But I guess they always try to fight to win, fight to see who's right.
Yeah. Yeah. RLCS game for tomorrow. It's gonna be at 8:30. It'll be at Flyers Park. If the Flyers don't win, then or if the Flyers don't win the series, then that'll be the last ever game at Flyers Park.
Which is sad to see there. Which is sad because I don't believe there's a season 9 coming, in my opinion.
The way it's looking right now, it probably isn't gonna happen.
Yeah, but you know, it's a time. There's a time and place for everything, and I guess the time for RBC is closing soon. So
Especially with
hopefully,
the
hopefully we
toxicity.
can make the most out of it.
Oh yeah.
Coming into this season, we hoped that we could have used. How do I say this? Hopefully, coming into the season, we thought hopefully it wouldn't be as toxic, so we get potentially pushed towards the season 9. But it's being more toxic than the last season for us. So
I'd say
I
it's
think
about the same amount of toxicity.
yeah,
It,
maybe
it
yeah.
has helped that there's less people on each team because last season the roster cap was like 14, and
hmm
regularly there would be 12 plus people on each team in a game, which isn't a very fun time for anybody to be completely honest.
Well, yeah, that is true. But I think having a lot, having I guess a surplus of two or three. No, was it four more teams we added? Correct.
Yeah,
Four more teams, a lot more players that opened up. There's a lot more chances of toxicity. A lot more. Surprisingly, a lot of the newer kids weren't as toxic as the people who've been here for a couple seasons.
yeah, which is a
Surprisingly,
little glimmer of hope if there is
I
any.
guess it was a small glimmer of hope. I guess because coming to this season, I guess the only kind of toxic player was the 3D model, but I mean
He kind
he
of
but he
he became irrelevant when his team got eliminated from the playoffs.
but that and like he I can understand like it's I guess it's kind of tough with him to be a just coming in your rookie season and owning a team, especially since the old owner was like deuces. I'm gonna go to RBC late season without you knowing and like go to the championship. But it's whatever. Um, what should I think? If the chat wants to start typing questions right now, you can. I think I saw something to say they want to talk about more about the West Virginia RBC game today.
All
I get
how about I think I should be the one because
Go
it's a
ahead.
little less unbiased or less biased is what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah,
Okay.
less biased because I don't even
So
know what happened. Actually,
what
I don't
happened?
even know what happened. I was lagging so bad I don't even know what happened.
Um. So there was a big call, and basically what happened is Garrett called safe. West Virginia disagreed with the call, and so they challenged. Now Garrett didn't have a good angle on the in his recording. He didn't have a good angle, so he asked Tornado, which is technically not allowed. Now, even if Tornado's uh or Tornado didn't have a good angle either, but he called safe. But even if he did have decisive evidence, Tornado wouldn't be able to make that call because he's not an umpire. Now, regardless, since Garrett didn't have an angle, the play or the correct call would just be to leave the call on the field and to give them their challenge back, which is basically what ended up happening. And there's no such thing as a block anymore, meme. Collide is
Yeah,
off.
block only was ruled because there was collisions on the lead
Collisions are
on
off now, so that's not a thing anymore.
um and just some other popular things I saw going on. Ash, could you explain what would have happened if the call was reversed?
If the call was reversed, okay, so after the call was reversed, somebody got a base hit or walked or something, so it became bases loaded, and then a grand slam happened. Now, that could have. I honestly think that would have happened the next inning anyway. So the argument that them calling that call safe is the only reason why those other 4 runs scored is completely bogus in my opinion.
And let's just say let's say that out. Let's say the play was out, got overturned and it's out now, and the grand slam didn't happen. Would that have any effect on the game at all?
I mean, yes and no. If the
Explain.
home run didn't happen, like we don't know whether the home run would have happened in the later inning anyway. Nor do we
True.
really know for sure whether it was out or safe at first.
It's all, like I said, it's all speculation as in now.
Yeah, basically.
There's
Which is
no
the reason why this game isn't getting redone. Everything's just speculation. There's no definitive
hard
evidence either
evidence.
way. So we're
Like
just
if
gonna
someone
go
had a
with what we've
video
always
of
done.
him obviously off the base or anything like that, then we could probably process this game. But since someone has that, we can't.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying. Good exclamation, good exclamation, Ash. It seems like the RL though. In my opinion, it seems like the RL is going a little smoother than the ML is.
Game 3 took 40 minutes.
And the thing with RVC is that we try to make our games like 20 to 30 minutes, which usually they are.
That game today was 2 hours.
But yes, it depends on our opponents and what happens. Because our game two was, how long was that, Ash? If you remember, how long was our
I
game
can
two? It
pull up
was
the
like
stream real quick. I think it was like 45 minutes.
our game two was 45 minutes, and I believe game one was about the same time.
Here, look.
So
Game 1, the stream is 53 minutes, and Game 2, the stream is 28 minutes, but I joined in like top 3 or something. So,
I think you came in like top two, top three. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's kind of shocking that you see like things like this can make a game go a whole another hour long. It didn't help that I was lagging that whole game too, and I call time every 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
I guess that didn't work out too. Right now we're gonna. I'm not feeling too hot right now. I just want to open up some questions. I don't really talk about this any much. I don't have any more drive today, so we'll just open up for questions, see what the chat has to say.
Will RBC last all the way to season 85 and more? Definitely. I see RBC lasting to season 962.
Yeah,
And then at that point, Doug is
RBC's
gonna
never gonna
die.
die.
So
Doug is gonna turn into Tom Brady, and just never retire until he's 40.
RBC is gonna live until Doug dies.
There you go.
It'll live in all of our hearts.
Who should be MIP in both divisions? I think we've. I mean, I don't mind restating myself, but we can talk about it again if you want to, Ash.
Um,
I think, in my personal opinion, I think the MIP for the ML would be Xavier, just because coming from, I mean, Gator Boy. Not gonna diss Gator Boy, but Gator Boy wasn't the greatest. He was average in my opinion, but he's been able to make strides to become a, how do I say, not a top tier player, but I'd say like someone who could become a top tier player. He's like one step away from becoming a top tier player.
yeah.
I believe if he had another good season like this next year, I believe he will be considered a top tier player. But we don't have that next season, so too bad, so sad. And last MIP for RL would be, I think obviously you have to give it a crazy time. I mean, he last year he did put up good numbers as well, but just the way he's dominating everyone, and
Except for Charlotte.
and especially in the batting categories in the regular season,
Yeah.
and even like as I said, he gave Ash a run for his money on the pitching wise. So I don't know why he should get MIP. Your opinion, Ash?
I agree. I mean, maybe he's the least improved in terms of where he came from, but here, listen. So Crazy increased the most in like quantity, but in terms of like what's the word? Like magnitudes, I think like people like me man have improved in much higher like magnitudes, as in like he was really bad before and now he's pretty good,
Yeah,
instead of Crazy going from
gotcha.
pretty decent to really good. Yeah, we'll just see what Doug thinks of that award, because that could be
Yeah, well,
interpreted in
yeah. It's
multiple ways for
hopefully
the
not up to
RL.
us guys. It's up to what Doug thinks. And sadly, we weren't able to get him on
Yeah,
the
he's
podcast
still on
today.
vacation.
He's a little busy boy. He's a little busy bumblebee. My little baby bumblebee boy.
Coach of the
Um,
year, I think it's gonna go
Coach
to
D,
Spart in the ML.
I think it's gonna ML is gonna be not trying to be biased, but it's gonna go to me just because I'm taking RVC team into literal trash. Like their best record was like how many? I think their
I
best record
think
was
they
like
made
eight
like I think
wins.
they went 9-7 one year.
Yeah, they had the 9-7 one year. This is the first time they've lost. This is the first time they ever clinched the playoffs, I believe, so early. This is the first time they ever been the one seed. This is
Yep.
the first time they ever been number one in the league. This year has been such a record breaking year for RVC that there's no way I don't win it. But if I don't, I think that award should go to West Virginia, whoever I forgot who's the coach. What is it,
Xavier.
Xavier?
Yeah,
Just because he's reformed that team from starter from the bottom. Now we here, I guess.
I guess. Let's see what.
Just this season, sneaking their way into the into the playoffs, and then surprising Nas. Even though, in my opinion, Nas deserved to win that, but surprising Nas and even surprising with Rock Valley Game One, they show that they have at least the drive, the spirit to potentially win the World Series. In the RL Coach of the Year, ooh, actually, I'll have to get that to right. Actually, I'll have to get that to Ash right now because the reason I'll get it to Ash now is because after he's made a lot of moves, especially right before the playoffs, and I think they made his team like not multiple times better. Um, I'm not saying his team was bad to begin with. It's just that adding a player like Caden and recruiting like Dark Canyon Elite, who are both Hall of Fame top tier players, onto your team when you're already at the top, number one seed without them. I mean, it's kind of amazing. And even fighting talent like Viva Dog, who's a rookie and probably going to be rookie of the year
If
for the
Viva
RL.
Dog doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna be really sad.
I think Ash has put a great team together. Who obviously it shows by the way they've been performing in the playoffs. And arguably they could have been the number one team in the league if some mishaps didn't happen with Ash being out for a couple games. Your opinion, Ash?
Agree.
Dang, dog, I'm ruling this shit, dog.
Can't really
Nice.
say anything. I
Rookie of the
mean,
year by the
a
attitude.
lot of
Who
Omaha's players are like,
here? Yes.
no, not like in the stream. I mean, like a lot of Omaha's players are from their team last year. And AJ just kind of
Okay.
made a roster in the first half of the season and just kind of stuck with it.
I'm gonna answer I'm gonna answer Rizzo's question before like he shoots me because I'm black or something. He asked, "Will Omaha see any improvements without Ash there?" No,
No,
I think they will. I
they're gonna
think they
get
will
worse. They
regress.
just will be less
Regress.
toxic.
They lose their center fielder and their number two pitcher on the team. So that
Yeah, they lose
it's just that.
their number one outfielder, their number two pitcher, and their number three hitter. But I mean, in
So
terms of gameplay, it's going to be more smooth because Ashton is by far
how
the
about
most
this?
toxic current player in the league.
I'll say, how about this? In terms of team chemistry, I think their team chemistry will get better. But in terms of like facts and like the way and the play of the game, I think they're gonna be decreased just because no, you're losing out on such a good player who's so crucial to your team.
Yeah.
Um, Ashes. Okay. Andy else asked a couple questions. So his first question was he asked you who would be rookie of the year by attitude alone, as in like
Uh,
whose attitude is most deserving to win rookie of the year.
kind of biased, but Viva, just because he's kind of just like, he's not here to do any of the fancy stuff. He's just here to take names and get wins.
He's here to kick butt and chew gum, and he's all out of gum.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's an ML's or rookie besides like 3D model. No lie.
Yeah. Is a
So
hot
I'm
dog
just
a
leaving it
sandwich?
3D model.
Yes, hot dogs are sandwiches.
Who asked that?
Me, man.
Is hot dog a sandwich? Burgers are a sandwich too, by the way, guys. Don't
Yeah.
at me. Who will win the pitching awards? Me and Ash.
Yeah, probably.
That's
Especially
simple.
since I won two games against Omaha.
Well, in that logic, I won 2 games against West Virginia, so like.
I mean, I won the pitcher head-to-head battle of me versus Crazy, and we're like the top 2 pitchers, and I've won 3 times now. I think.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So.
It's an improvement if they're less toxic.
I mean, it's an improvement. It's an improvement, not in their
team
playing,
chemistry
but
wise,
in
yeah,
their like overall chemistry. But when it comes to like their performance in game, it might get a bit worse. Like their outfielding is definitely gonna be more sloppy,
Shaky.
and we're probably gonna see more errors from the Omaha outfielding.
I think we're gonna see AJ Centerfield, no lie, or maybe Crazy.
I haven't seen AJ outfield since season 5.
I think AJ's gonna pitch tomorrow, no lie.
He probably will.
He has no choice. Unless he puts like Alex up there, which I don't think is gonna happen. But you never know.
I'm curious.
Who's the rookie by performance? Viva Dog and 3D, just because that's all I know. Who's better, 3D or NEL? I'm gonna say 3D. Actually, I have to look at stats, and I'm too lazy to look at stats right now.
3D or NELs?
I'm skipping that. Who should win MVP?
3D or Niels? Hold on.
Oh no, we're gonna skip. We're gonna wait. Go back to the
Niels
question.
is a better batter by a lot, but 3D could be a good pitcher with a good outfield. But
I mean, he's a pretty decent outfielder as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a Niels do anything in the field or on the mound, and 3D has. So
I think 3D's the better all-around player, and NEL's the better.
By far the better hitter.
Yeah. Who should win MVP? Me and Ash. Or no, actually, I don't know about the RL, but I'm winning ML MVP. If Doug doesn't give it to himself, it's going to me.
Yeah, probably.
And then RL, I believe it's gonna go to Ash, but I don't know what Doug's gonna do, especially with Crazy batting so well.
Yeah.
Who? Oh, no, actually, an actual good question. Who's the best besides Ash or Doug? I'll let you take this.
Hold on. Okay.
Or Park, because Park, everyone knows Park.
Okay, Parker is definitely the best ump, but that's too easy.
Too easy.
I'm gonna say the best base ump is Keaton, except for when he appeals. Because Keaton is probably my least favorite strike zone out of any umpire, just because it's so unbelievably small.
It's tiny. It's big tiny.
Yeah. But I mean, Garrett's strike zone is good most of the time, but he doesn't really have like the rule knowledge of other umpires.
So you never have a question. Who's the best umpire?
I mean, there's literally like 4 umpires, so like.
I mean, you have one talking to you right now.
I mean, I haven't really seen you ever ump a game for like longer than half an inning, and you did pretty.
Oh yeah, so. I ump like 3 innings and I'm tired. So no lie.
Throwback to when I umped 4 games in 2 days.
Who's the most underrated player this season?
Viva Dog.
I guess since he was a rookie, but I guess like not obvious underrated player. I'm gonna be biased again and say Nathanator, just because that's my homeboy. I'm not gonna say the N-word. I'm not gonna say the N-word on stream, but that's my boy.
How did he do today? I wasn't there.
I think he went. Did he go like 1 for 3 or something like that?
Yeah.
But he
Who would call an LP first, Garrett or Keaton? Good question. Probably neither.
Question: who would call a K first, Keaton or Garrett?
Garrett, because Garrett's strike zone is actually good.
I think Keaton's afraid to call straight Ks, like 01, 02,
like,
03.
I have yet to see Keaton call a strike 3 on 0-2 ever.
That's what me too. I agree with that.
Like I've literally seen him ump like over 2 dozen games, and I've never
Whoever
ever seen him call 0-2 strike 3.
I don't know who Tristan Pelliser is, but he called Garrett bad, and I want to choke slam him. That's it.
Who is Tristan Pellicker? I think that's T4 Bandits.
Well, he spelled Keaton wrong. First of all, if you want Keaton to
Keishian.
I'm not like you could like Keaton on one of your games, and
Hashtag Ash ump game 4.
and then you can realize how bad of an HP he is. Or not, he's not bad HP. He's just that he's annoying for a pitcher.
His strike zone is frustrating.
Very, 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 very frustrating, dog. I think the best strike zone wise is me because I don't care about people and I'll give you strikes for free.
That's gonna make me never want you to any of my games.
Well, you see, this doesn't matter because there's not gonna be another season.
Oof.
Nor will I play another season. So,
oof.
Will it matter? No.
No. All right. Is there any other questions y'all have?
Wait, question. Oh, I have a question for you.
What?
I think you should take that announcement for training.
Oh, yeah, announcement. I know most of you have already seen it, but if Season 9 happens, I'm going to have an training camp thing. And, like, there will be a rulebook test. Haha, funny rulebook man. But there's going to be a rulebook test, there will be a strike zone test, there's going to be, like, a calls at first test. Like, there's going to be a bunch of things that I actually want you guys to learn how to do properly so that the umpires in Season 9 don't suck.
I think everyone. I think we need to like take a internet integrity course before Season 9 if we do that. Because like Heike, we need all these kids to learn about internet integrity. Stop calling me an N-word with the ER, please. I would not like that. Use your internet integrity. Unless you're Carm, because Carm can call me whatever he wants to.
Because Carm's his master, but we don't talk about that.
We gotta talk about that.
Anyway.
And Doug too, yeah, true.
Zach, weird question to think of, but what's the most underrated RBC stadium?
Bayside, no cap. I'm just kidding, no. Reaper Stadium, no lie. It's a really nice thing. But I think everyone likes it.
I mean, yeah, everyone does like it. Crosby is actually the most underrated stadium.
Crosby?
Yeah. Crixby.
Which one's Crosby?
Mac.
I have it. Oh yeah, Crosby is nice, no lie.
Okay.
In my opinion,
Union Port Suns is hit or miss. Like you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Okay, UPS is weird though. Like their outfield walls are weird to me.
They have my least favorite outfield wall, just because it's 3 straight lines. It's boring.
It's so boring. It's weird.
The corners are impossible to hit home runs.
Actually, you know what? UPS. I think UPS is the most underrated because you can get beer. You can drink beer at UPS.
Oh my God! Don't say the B word.
I'm gonna I vote to have the next RVC game at UPS just so I could drink beer on the mound as I pitch.
Yeah.
I don't know if Xavier will allow that, but that's the game plan.
All right. So any two maybe two or three more questions.
Heike, like the most recent stadium, BB&T.
BB&T is a nice stadium.
I think it's just that I think every stadium that Doug comes out with, the newest one is always going to be, in my opinion, the best one.
Well, this is probably one of the worst active stadiums.
But imagine but Ash, put your head in this. Imagine like going into season 8, thinking about you're going to get a new stadium, and then it's almost the World Series, and not even 50% of the progress is done. Imagine that. That would
really
suck,
be like that sometimes.
Wouldn't that suck?
Oh yeah, but it's okay. We're still beating everybody at home. Charlotte is 9-1 at home right now.
I have a question for you.
What?
How is it to have a brother if Tornado ever beats you in anything in life? How would you be big sad?
I mean.
Oh no. Okay, actually, here's the question. Since Tornado technically was on my team for over half a season, and he'll technically get the ring if we win. No,
he won't. You have to be on the team that wins the World Series to get a ring.
So question. So Karm will technically get one, even though he's played 2 games for our team.
Technically.
But I thought Doug said the fact that I thought Doug said if you were on the team for over half the season, you get one as well.
We'll see. But
Imagine like losing to your little brother. Just imagine that.
not gonna happen, Chief.
Okay. Last question before I want to shoot myself. If season 9 does happen, who would be the breakout players?
Mm,
Xavier.
Xavier on a good team with good leadership,
Yeah, no,
and
Xavier if he's someone's head coach. Um,
Xavier could have been Charlotte's assistant coach, but he left to own West Virginia.
I mean, he took a big boy role, stepped up.
Yeah, he did a good job with that. Honestly, low
Um,
key might give him manager of the year in the RL and the ML.
besides, like, you know what? I hate you now. We should end this stream. Spart and Asch announced this podcast is canceled from now on. No more of these. No, but what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, breakout stars. Xavier. Um, who's bad at like this season? Who's like, ooh, Nathanator. I love Nathanator. That's my homeboy. Maybe
It,
he could break out next
okay,
season.
if season 9 happens, I'm actually just gonna do a bunch of off-season clinics where I actually teach people how to hit like correctly. So like,
Imagine like giving everyone all your tricks
I
and
mean,
tips.
if I won
Yeah,
the World Series, man, I just want everyone to be good and make this league more
but
competitive.
what if you don't?
Then I'm gonna be the big sad. So
Oh yeah, you're sad every time you go through a season without a ring though.
I mean, isn't everybody though?
I mean, I'm not because I've won every World Series pretty much. So
Me, I'm gonna do it at the Bandits training facility
all right,
because I have one.
ooh. Rizzo
Top
has a good
five
question.
most toxic players of
Dusty played. All
RBC.
right, we both get our list.
All right,
Let's do all
just
time too.
make
Let's
a
do all
make a
time.
list really quick.
Let's do
Where's
all
my
time. You go
paper?
first. All right. Let's start with number 5. Am I number 5?
Hold on, I'm gonna
Would
make a
have to
little
be.
list.
All right, you make yours and you make mine. So I'm gonna start off with. I'll start off with my number 5.
Okay.
My number 5 would have to be, um, before returning Big Solo. Let's just name him Big Solo. We're just gonna go with Big Solo.
I agree.
Big Solo. If you were there for Big Solo was the goat of toxicity for like season 3 or 4. This dude would just like talk the most crap on the pitching mound. It was so funny. It was the best until he like got exiled, and got banned, and then he returned this season because Doug's a little nice boy. Your turn.
Be
We
back
have
in
to
a
pick
second.
different people. Loser. Are you gonna do your number 5? Hello. Am I the only person in this call now? All right. Since I'm the only person here, I'll give you my number 4 as well. Number 4 would have to be. My number 4 would have to be Xavier. No lie, Xavier's a homie dog, but like he pulled a scandal this season that blew me out the water. That's that the whole my bro. Here's my I'm your bro, I'm my bro. I'm acting as my brother. I'm gonna fake my own death. That thing was funny, big funny. And not just that. How about this? We're gonna put Xavier slash Squeaker because like they're a 2-in-1. They're like a 2-in-1 package. Those two together make up my number 4 spot because Squeaker does more of like the texting toxicity. Like Xavier pulls out like more of like the sudden wild card toxicities. Like he'll come
Yeah.
out one day and be like, "Yo, I shot up a school with a whole bunch of elementary kids were in it, bro. They were looking hella cute, something like that."
All right.
All
What's
right,
your number
Ash,
3?
it's your turn.
I'm gonna do
Oh
my
my,
whole. You do your whole list, and I'll do my whole list.
you did. My number 5 was
Yeah.
Big
Your
Solo.
number 5 was
My
Bix.
number 4 was Squeaker slash Xavier. I'm putting them together as a package.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop at my number 3. You do your 5 and 4 now, and then
Alright.
we're gonna exchange from
So
there.
my number 5 is also Big Slow for reasons given, but my number 4 is gonna be season 3/4 Ash Lemmer.
Ooh, remember that kid? That kid was.
Uh,
I hated that kid.
yeah, I think everyone did. but
Yeah,
obvious reasons.
he's grown from there.
Oh yeah, Just go ahead and do your number 3.
I gotta think about it. Number 3. I don't know if he was like toxic, but I know he was like just hella annoying. Actually, let's give number 3 to Ashton Champion. Ashton Champion, the longtime legend himself. He's been around these streets. He's like Lord Toxicity himself. He's like the commander in chief of Toxicity in RBC. So like he gets number 3 in my opinion. Your turn, Ash.
My number 3 is the Squeaker and Xavier duo.
Are you going with duo, huh? Cool.
It was
Cool,
gonna
cool.
just gonna be Squeak before, but I realized that him with Xavier is even worse and just makes me sad. But yeah, go ahead.
Number 2. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it was. It was either Tiny Best Stephen Curry or was it the Crow 3000 who talked all that crap and it was like literal trash.
Yikes.
Was it? I'm gonna put both of them together because I don't know which one it was. But they were like, imagine batting like .100, but then talking like you're Doug. Like that. This is what this kid did like every game.
Yeah.
He would strike out like 3 or 4 times a day and still talk trash at the opposite team. I think he played for like RVC when Key knowed him, so it was like
Tiny
little
Best.
trash.
I know Tiny Best Stephen Curry was on Alaska.
It might. No. Let me take that back. I'm taking number 2 back. Number 2 is High Josh. Let's give it the old boy High Josh. I forgot about High Josh. I think everyone knows High Josh. Mister. Hey guys, my team carries me, but I'm gonna take all the credit. That's number 2, High Josh. Your turn, Ash.
All right, so I completely forgot about Hi Josh and one other person. So
You're gonna
this is my
combine them.
the
On
Big
a new
Slope
list.
is now my number 7. Season 3 through 4. Ash is now my
7.
number 5.
Jesus.
Or no, Big Slow is my number. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Big Slow's 7. Season 3 for me is 6. Squeaker and Xavier are 5. Now my number 4 is gonna be Juiceables. Juice XPI.
Ooh, Juicy Juice.
Juicy Juice himself. Very
The
toxic.
Juicy Juice.
Starts a lot of conflicts in VC in the Discord. But yeah. Now my number 3 is gonna be Hi Josh.
Cool. All right, and your number 2.
My number 2, Ashton Champion.
Ooh, the Lord himself. Actually, let's do that. I'm gonna do that. Make number Ashton Champion number 2. Make High Josh number 3. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do as well. But my number 1, I think he's the king of toxicity.
I feel like we probably have the same one.
He came in here. He put his salami into everyone's foot long bread. He just put that salami chain into their bread and he baked it in the oven and didn't give a flying F. He's like literally the greatest man to ever grace the face of RBC. His name is Jafar. That's all praise Lord Jafar. If you don't know who Jafar is, I'm gonna tell the story now. So I think everyone knows Karm Mushroom, like probably like the one of the greatest pitchers / players. So Karm one day decided to make an alternate account named Jafar.
Jafar Ahmad.
And when I tell you Jafar was like the pinnacle of he was like pure toxicity in his pure form. So basically what he did. So I know if you basically how we have the chat rule now. That's basically because of Jafar.
He would spam the chat.
Jafar would go onto the bat and just spam chat and just talk all the time, and then like it'll be play ball, but it'll just be typing about random stuff, and then he'll keep typing and then just randomly throw a pitch, like a high pitch that somehow was in the zone, and you couldn't see it because you couldn't see it because he was friggin' spamming his chats all game, and he did it for. How long did he did it for a whole season?
Like he didn't get like exiled until Series 7, I think.
He did get exiled until Season 7, and he broke the record for most Ks in a season. So gotta respect the player.
No, he broke the record for most no hitters in a season. He
And
got
most
2.
Ks, dog. I'm pretty sure. Didn't he have like 50 something strikeouts? And, like, he beat Ryan's record, even though technically Ryan is not a
I mean,
goat.
does that mean that I beat the strikeout record? Because, like, what is it now?
Yeah, it was like 50 something. I thought it was set by Jafar, and then
Because I got
I
a
don't know.
solid 63 Ks this year.
I think you might have it. No lie.
Epic. But
Who's your number one?
my number 1 is not Jafar, actually. I would put
Oh,
Karm.
wow.
I would put Karm as a whole at the number 8 spot.
Mm-hmm.
But my number 1 is the Rager himself, the man with the bad strike zone, the failed owner of I don't remember what team. Actually, no, he was Omaha's coach. But the god himself, Thomas Hawk.
Oh my god, I forgot about this kid.
I think
Gustavo.
the reason why I put him at number 1 is because he touched a thing that's very close to my heart, the rule book.
Your Pete. Oh, my bad.
He went on the rule book and he changed the entire thing to just "you're gay" like 300 times.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Google Docs has automatic backup, so we just changed it back. But yeah,
You don't touch Ash Limmer's baby.
he did that, and then he deleted all of the stats. But again, Google Drive auto backup. But yeah, he is probably the most toxic person ever.
I would like to get this moment to get some honorable mentions. One of my honorable mentions is Ice Smoggin.
Season 3, we don't talk about that.
He's probably king deception in my opinion. He's good. He has the skills to pay the bills. No lie. Like if he actually took RBC seriously, he could easily become a Hall of Fame like Ryan. He's just cancerous. He gets on a team and plays like whenever he wants to. He thinks he owns the team. You know, and he invites his friends and they spam the N-word. You know, but that's it.
Yep.
But I think that's all for tonight.
Oh, honorable mention from me, Halasheen.
Oh, Halasheen the GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of talks a lot of trash, and I had to mute him at the last game.
Oh, oof. Now he has the top 5 non-toxic players. OGG.
Top 5
you want to start?
Number 1 is Guest Rizzo. Number 2 is AJ, as long as he's not in a game. And then number 3, Crazy Time Man, again, as long as he's not in a game. And those are basically the only pure players we have in this league.
Dang, dog. You're not gonna give me no love?
You're kind of toxic, dog.
I'm not that toxic, dog. When have I been toxic in a not friendly way?
This podcast.
I've not been toxic this podcast, bro. The fact that you're calling me toxic proves that you're toxic.
Sure. But yeah, that'll Xavier. I mean, Meme Man's pretty wholesome. I'll give him the number 4.
Who's Jordan? What about Jordan?
Jordan Robinson?
Oh, Jordan Howard? No.
Oh, Jordan Howard. I don't remember him.
He legit was the owner of Boston, kid.
No, that was Jonathan Howard. Wait. I am thinking about the correct person, but no, he's not non-toxic. He's very toxic.
Wait, is that Jordan Howard? Or is that
That's Jonathan Howard. Who's Jordan?
Okay,
Jordan, like, Dupree? Isn't he, like, an alt?
I don't know. Say blah 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 is wholesome. Who's I don't know whose name that is. I can't pronounce that word.
Boston Jonathan. I'd put it on the toxic list? Yeah, I'd put him at number... Actually, I'd give him 8 and Carm number 9.
Okay. Here's my top 5 most wholesome players at RBC. 1, Guess Rizzo, because he knows everyone loves Zach Hampel. 2, AJ. 3, Crazy Time. 4, Clifford the Bidreg Dog. And 5, Spartan.
The fact that you're giving yourself the most wholesome award means that you're not wholesome.
No, I'm not humble, but I'm wholesome.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan 23 handsome. Yeah, he kind of just showed up 3 times, didn't say anything to anybody, and just kind of left. He wasn't good though, so like that's kind of tough.
Bro, name a more wholesome person than Clifford the big red dog.
The bid
Oh,
reg, the bid reg
the
dog.
big
Yeah,
red dog.
yeah. But
Yeah, I think we should end this
yeah,
podcast before
that'll
I.
be all for the podcast tonight. We'll see if we can do potentially an episode before the World Series once we know the teams. I'll see if I can put together like a little highlight reel.
We forgot about Yo Robbie. Oh my god.
Oh, let's just ignore Yo Robbie.
We're just gonna ignore him. Yeah,
Yeah, just
Yo Robbie doesn't exist.
he doesn't
my
exist
opinion.
he doesn't exist in the version of the RBC I like thinking about. Even
Well,
though he played
and-
for Charlotte for a season.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. You all are my children. Have a great night.
Yeah, good night, everybody. We'll see you another day for our pre-World Series podcast. Good night.